Hey everybody, it's Ryan. Welcome back to How Farms Work. Today we are underneath the John Deere 445 lawnmower. That plate that you see there, although difficult to see, is definitely cracked. There are welds that are broken. So our mission today is to take out that rod, weld it, and then slap it back in. We had to start off by removing the pins that hold the lift arms up. There are linkages that are attached to the end of that rod. Now, the end of that rod is grooved, which means that you can adjust those linkages to be higher or lower. So it is my recommendation to you that if you ever have to do this yourself, try to remember where those linkages were set at, what angle they were, because if you take them off and you kind of just guess and you go through all the work of putting the mower deck back on, putting the mower back together, and you can't lift the mower deck up high enough or it's hitting somewhere, you're going to have some issues. So try to make sure that you remember where the linkages are set.
I think we gotta pull in your hydraulic lever, see if that'll relieve the pressure on
Going both ways with it.
that. And have to start it up. There, right there. Pull it back there a little bit. The other way. Take it back the way you were going. Oh! Start off. Pin's got to come out there, see? I think that's what's bound up, is right there.
So in our previous video with this mower, which was titled John Deere 445 Thunderstruck, which if you haven't seen that video yet, I recommend you go back and watch it. Kind of the issue that I was having in that video, and I stated it at the end, was that the mower deck really wasn't seeming to do that great of a job of cutting. Now, what I believe was happening was since the lift arms were not fully lifting the mower deck up, is you can definitely tell in that video because it was cutting really close to the ground. Now, I am one who does like to cut pretty close to the ground, but I will admit that this was cutting a little bit too close. So part of the problem there was that that plate was shearing apart, and that was resulting in that that plate hitting that yellow depth indicator that was above it. So what we're doing is we're gonna push it back together with the vise, weld it together, and then put it in to see whether it fixed it. And since then, I haven't had any issues with the mower. It lifts just fine. This was probably one of the bigger problems. In the previous video, I really didn't know what was going on because I knew that as I was mowing, every time I would go to lift up the mower deck, it would raise a little bit lower each and every time I went to lift it. So I knew that something was wrong, I just didn't really know what. So I wanted to figure out what was going on before I mentioned anything about it because, well, I don't really like to leave things off at on an improper note. So I just went ahead and sprayed the top of that back on. Now that piece of metal there is actually the indicator on top. There's a wheel that you can turn that moves a bolt up and down, and that there's actually a stop that goes up that attaches to the rod, and that keeps the mower from raising higher or lower depending on where you set it. So that way you can adjust your depth with the mower deck. So those instructions that you see there, Dad actually printed off of John Deere's website. John Deere has a catalog that you can use to look up basically just about any John Deere part that you might need. If you have any kind of tractor, even a lawn tractor like this, they do have the parts catalog so you can see how everything goes back together. Very, very useful. I recommend looking it up if you're ever trying to do something like this yourself. It's definitely a good guide and a good place to go off of. So I'm going to post this video on Tuesday because I am working on a special video. I hope to have it up by Wednesday, but if not, it may be posted Friday because with my last computer, I was having trouble editing the kind of footage that camera was producing. And it would take me roughly like 4 full nights just to produce the footage from it. And I just decided that I would post this video tomorrow, and then I have a couple days to work on this. We have a few projects that are going on. I'm actually working with a company here tomorrow that I'm going down to shoot some footage for them. So I decided that I would post this video, and then while my computer is rendering the footage, which is going to probably take about 2 days, believe it or not, because the footage that this camera makes is really that intensive. That way it just kind of gives me some time. So if you guys are confused by my posting, this is why. So we got that rod all put back together. We attached the linkages. We are kind of, I will admit, we didn't look at to where it was. Dad had his a little bit lower there, so we had to adjust it. And yeah, basically we guessed right, but I'm worried that anybody else who does this might not, and we'll have to go through the work of taking the mower deck back off and everything. So luckily we got it right, and we didn't have any issues with the mower deck. So we're just putting the last few touches on. We're securing those linkages on, putting on the lift arms, looking at it just to make sure everything's put in properly. And we give her the runaround. And you can see how that depth indicator is controlled or is manipulated by that rod. So everything looks pretty good. Only last thing to do now is to put that mower deck back on and to make sure that it lifts the mower deck up, because even before we took it off, the lift arms would not move like that. Looks like she's good to go. So with that, I just wanted to do this short video just to kind of give you guys a little bit of cover on what's going on over the next few days. The channel has just been exploding recently, and I'm not totally sure why. But I do know that one of our videos has really taken off, and I'm highly appreciative to all of you who are new subscribers. I appreciate you watching. Thanks for checking out our videos. We've got tedding coming up. We have raking and baling, and we also have to have a bin that's got to go up as well. So yeah, be sure to watch out on our channel for things that are coming up. The farm day's coming up, and unfortunately we are so packed with things to do, which is why I'm kind of making this video now. I'm making it in a rush just because I'm so short on time. Basically, I've worked until about 9, 10 o'clock at night, just about every single night for the last week. So, and if you throw videos on top of that, you're looking at 2 or 3 o'clock that I've been staying up every morning. So with that, I'll let you all go. Be sure to check back later this week. I'll have some more stuff going on, because by the time, well, that video rolls around, I should have a little bit more free time. Assuming that more things don't go wrong. We're having a couple issues, more namely my roof, which I'll probably end up doing a video on that pretty soon. So I'll let you all go. Thank you for watching this video. Be sure to check out all of our other ones. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And be sure to check us out on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat. All how farms work. And we'll see you next time, guys.